Philadelphia, roughly 5 people are shot every day. Consistently in the last few years, we've had anywhere between 1,500 shootings and 2,000 shootings each year. Unfortunately, this has become part of our culture here. We have a culture of violence that exists in the most urban parts of our city.
The mother explained to me that she was on her front porch along with her son. Someone came by, shot her son while she's there on the porch along with him. The person who shot him looked up and said, "Oh, sorry, miss. I meant to shoot your other son." About a week later, he did shoot the other brother and killed him.
There are some systemic issues that just have the city's foot on the throats of our kids, and until we can lift that foot off their throats, we're just going to be hoping against hope, really.
The Friends of Laurel Hill Cemetery have developed the Urban Mourning Project in response to the growing violence in Philadelphia, in particular how it affects children of the city.
The expressions that we have in stone are just a different form of the same expression that people are making through the murals, through the teddy bear memorials. The mourning rituals are so important. All rituals are important. I mean, that's why we have marriages, that's why we have funerals. I mean, because the group support that happens in the ritual process, I think, is what's really important. In response to that, I was thinking that if we develop a program that we work with artists and grief counselors and work with the children, go into the community, work with the children and help them creatively express their grief in a constructive manner, that maybe we would do one small thing to help break the cycle of violence.
I've had so much loss recently that it really makes my heart happy to know that the Urban Mourning Project is doing something like this in our community. Because I feel like people will begin to open up and feel, even if they're on the end of the gun, if you're the person committing the crime, if you're having conversations about what it feels like to grieve, you may not be so quick the next time to pull the trigger. And I think silence is part of the problem.
I don't think that there's a lot of opportunity for these kids to grieve. You know, there's no place for them to go. They're not escaping to greener pastures, to stop and reflect on the value of life. There's no grieving for the victims who survive, and certainly for those individuals who are killed. Their families are required to go right back to the war zone. So it's tough.
Where we can really make a difference in children's lives is to give them a safe place to deal with their inner world of pain and loss and fear, so that the cycle isn't continued.
Adults don't understand. Sometimes they say, just get over it, he gone. I heard when my brother got shot, they say he got shot 2 times or 7. It made me really mad, and I want to punch things when I get mad. And I just go in my room and don't come out. Then I'm trying to get over it, but I still think of them.
Children, especially children in city communities, I mean, city communities are about surviving. I don't think that they have the space sometimes to experience that loss, to show the loss, the grief, the pain that comes along with losing members of the community and of families. And the Urban Mourning Project provides a space for that, a place for that to happen.
My dad tried to kill my mom one time, and so he went to jail. My dad got hit on a motorcycle accident on June 28th this summer, and my uncle got shot at a bar at August 20.
My cousin Latoya was killed by a hit-and-run accident, and my cousin Cachet was struck by a bullet by a drive-by accident. This was her, the kid Cachet. She was on the news, and they got this little plaque they made with like her picture, her name, her birthday, and these are the obituaries. That's my grandma. She didn't die of violence, but she was a big part of the family. And since she's gone, us thinking about her, that helped us, stay strong. Like that's my sister. She got a tattoo of my cousin made because she actually saw my cousin get hit by the car. And there say, "See you when I get there," and gone but never forgotten. I mean, of course, would never be forgotten.
When you ride by a memorial in Strawberry Mansion that's on a wall that is spray painted of someone who was shot and killed, and it gives their dates. You see these communities trying to tell the world that this person was important to us in some way. And when you're walking through a tour at Laurel Hill, it's the same thing. These memorials are saying these people were important to us. And so the link, knowing that that exists, knowing that that's similar, knowing that that's exactly the same thing is very important.
Because Laurel Hill has this very rich history and has all of this, this beautiful landscape of iconography, we look at those traditions and that culture of people and make a relationship to what's happening now, and we connect people over time. The arts program will integrate grief counseling, introduction to historic and cross-cultural rituals and material culture. For example, the visual artist might build some kind of memorial remembrance with each child. They might work with a dance artist to think about where they are in relation to their memory. They'll be working with a poet, they'll be working with a sound designer to think about how all of this goes to music. In the end, there'll be a final performance, a final video, and a final visual arts installation, sharing all of the work.
My sister, she likes to draw, she likes stuff like that, so she got a tattoo to resemble. Like me, I might write music about it because I do music, so I mean, that's how we help cope with like what was going on by getting shirts made, tattoos, and like little stuff. It's our way of paying respect, or their way of paying respect.
There are really good things going on in those communities already, and we want to be shown what they are. We have so much to learn from the communities and the children that we'll be teaching. We need to learn what's going on, what's right, what are the good things.
One of the things that I noticed in the grief counseling circles and also talking to Isaiah is the incredible capacity that children have to help each other. We all become so much bigger when we can be generous. If the kids can find that their experiences are useful to other people, then they become useful and they have a much bigger capacity to be generous.
I got 3 ways that we can help stop the violence inside my journal. 3 ways to help stop the violence. Be nice, make a stranger smile, and refuse to hate.
The key is the children to like unlocking the box. And I think the project is awesome because it gives them that opportunity. You know what I mean? It sounds like a great family connector.
Even though we have other programs that have an anti-violence prevention within their programs, they cover certain issues of violence, but they don't really, I don't think, deal with the grief process, not just by words, but in expressing it in different forms. So I think having the Urban Mourning Project will be really unique. I think it'll be very beneficial. I think we're going to see some really good things out of our kids.
I want it to be a place where children have maybe begun their social activism. I would love to see so many children have gone through the Urban Mourning Project. You know, when you're talking at Temple Film School or something, oh yeah, I remember the Urban Mourning Project. Just the conversation. We want to significantly decrease the violence in the communities that we serve.
When I grow up, I want to be a police officer to help stop the violence. And right now, I want to just be a kid and enjoy a kid life.
Yeah. Let's do it. Do it like that. Oh yeah. Do it like this. Oh yeah. yeah.